That's the same concept I said before. It's going to be Sheik and Lucina.
Oh, dude, what is he doing? He lied to me.
Can we talk about blue team's comp real quick? Shulk and
Okay.
Youngling? I don't think I've ever seen such a comp.
Actually, I have from Nico and Zan.
How did that go?
Interesting.
It actually was going pretty well at Collision. And they did a good job of having Zan play that mid-range game. Not so much zoning, more so being just right in the middle to be able to combo off of things such as the fire arrows. And it gave Nico the ability to just wait and go for whatever Monado strings he wanted to control that space.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to what we're seeing here, just not as effective because the green team is keeping him in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think the Shulk can make a difference because I know, funny enough, Pug asked for a double blind versus them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I wonder if he knew that one of them played Shulk and was going to try to bait them to switch out, or if he knew what the team comp was going to be, so he had Sharp switch to Sheik, or have Pug say like Lucina to try to bait something out, so he didn't have two Younglings.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if I agree with with Sheik versus Shulk. That matchup was hard for. That matchup was not fun for Sheik. You just don't get to do anything.
I've been saying since the game pretty much launched that Shulk is the best character that nobody's playing. He has so much going for him, and so many people don't understand how the matchup works.
Yeah.
And it shows in spades and doubles, too. Because not only do you have to worry about his extra long hitbox range, but the fact that he can freely switch between the Monados while somebody's covering him. So he doesn't have to worry about going for heavy commitments.
He's like super technical, and he has a skill floor that is like super high, and he was super obscure in Smash 4, so no one coming into this game really knows the matchup unless you like live in a region with a Shulk.
It's a very common theme for a lot of the high-end characters in this game, actually. Like high ceiling.
There were
outside of like maybe Palutena and Lucina company being like some of the simpler characters.
Yeah. Oh, he's just gone.
Oh, that was...
Is he dead? No, he's living. He's living.
That fair actually helped him live there. It looked like he was going to SD originally.
Oh, he just SD'd there.
Run off Nair and Bathfall off stage.
Like he was committed to the bit and he finished it out.
Yeah.
She's going for up B.
Shulk's just getting comboed really hard.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Getting sandwiched between his two characters.
He's getting comboed, and he doesn't want to just immediately switch to shield so that people just bait it out. But he's using it at like somewhat the right times.
Good coverage right there, too, after getting hit by that down air, going in and just putting out the nair. Not something that's too big. A lot of times you'll see teammates who are a little bit too antsy to go save their teammate.
Yeah.
And then they hit him too hard. So it's like, just put out something that's simple. I know, I'm looking at the two of you right now.
My boy literally dodged everyone and paired me, but hey, it's okay. And that was
that's just
insane.
going to be true. That's just true right there. And he takes that pretty handily.
Yeah, still having quite a few, like, not as many kill confirms as before, or even the 50-50s like before, but having Needle into Bouncing Fish, if you still being able to go for those edge guards, even though you can't kill early per se, you still have great edge guard mechanics.
Yeah, no, she gets still super impressive off stage. She gets so much reward from edge guarding characters, with even like a slightly bad recovery. Like Youngling and Shulk both just get bodied. If Shulk doesn't even have jump, he just gets bodied off stage super hard. And she still has like Needles to Bouncing Fish, but from Smash 4 to this game, the percent range is lower, and at like high percents that would normally work in Smash 4, you can just DI down, avoid the bouncing fish, and then back air.
Yeah.
Which, it's so infuriating, dude.
And with the reduction of rage overall too, with the fact that she can't really needle camp you at high percents to then kill you early off a bouncing fish, like say in the last one.
Yeah.
So that's another detriment to her. But then you got Lucina, who's gonna close out the game no matter what. And now we're seeing
the zeros.
And a Youngling. Okay, so so Accelerate and Pug switch their characters. So now one of them is going Lucina, and now Pug is going Youngling.
Oh yeah, that's true. It was just a complete switch of characters.
Yeah. The only one who didn't switch was Sylphyn.
We're out here playing reverse mains.
I'm really interested to see how this next game is going to go, simply because I felt like Blue Team was keeping it up almost until like probably the end of the second stock, and then as it kind of slowly started to steamroll, and with the counter picks that we're seeing here, I want to see what they can do. Shulk really needs to, I think, take a step back. I'm finding him in a lot of 2v1 situations.
See, the thing is, I agree with what you said, but I think part of the switch for Pug to this stage switching to Youngling for this stage was for the reason of realizing that he thinks that they were going to try and play back some more. It's like, all right, you know what? I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to force you to have to come at me while I zone you out. ended up dying really early a second ago. But I think that was I think what you pointed out was right. It's behind why he switched.
Could be. I know Pug likes for flat stages he prefers Young Link. He'll also go Young Link on he usually goes Young Link on town, but you know.
It's all about tempo control.
Yeah.
When you can zone and force people to come to you, it wasn't really what who was it? Yuma, right?
Sylphyn?
Sylphyn. So, yeah, he was the one who was not really doing that so much before.
Yeah. It's weird. He switched right out and killed him. But I can understand why Sharp switched. He's opting for ZSS now because he knew he would be in a 1v1 versus Sylphyn and immediately shield switch and just take back all the percent he just dealt plus some. So it's super hard, and now with ZSS, she can actually like juggle Shulk and also bait out shield or any Monado that he's switching for and then punish it just as hard.
Yep.
Much easier than Sheik would because of just the damage output and the punish you can get off it.
Can we talk about how when he went into shield, he was able to get 2 Young Link uppies? I really want to see if that's an infinite or
Young
not.
Link uppy is just broken. I hate that move.
Insane.
For a while.
It looked really, really funny that he was able to do that.
I hate Young Link uppy. It's
Oh,
so
the bomb
awful.
didn't go off for him right there to be able to get it. Yeah, the fact that he could combo off of up is kind of ridiculous. Very
It's frame
similar.
6 or frame 9, one of the two.
So,
It's frame fast.
Yeah.
It's frame fast.
It's very similar to the fact that Peach can just consistently do down tilts when they switch on. Yeah, I'm sorry to send your eyes all the way to the back of your head there.
Don't even. That's my trigger word, dude. I can't believe you said that in front of me.
Peach down tilt?
Peach in general. But right now, blue team is up by a bit, but now they're starting to fall back. Sharp actually stock tanking quite well here. But Sylphyn going to the Smash Tornado, he wants to take the stock from Sharp right now.
He's dead.
But instead he's going
not
for
picking him
Pug, and he just took him out at 57.
You know what? I like the fact that he did that because
Target.
Pug has died early so many times this match.
He's playing Young Link, and Young Link has a pretty exploitable recovery, much different from Lucina, where like her recovery almost just can't be edge guarded. It's just unchallengeable. But I actually like that he went for Pug instead, not only because the recovery is bad, but because he knew that if he took out Pug, who has an exploitable recovery, he can't, Sharp wouldn't be able to come back and just be able to oppress Sylphyn.
That was an amazing edge guard. Sharp literally needed to do that in the sense of that his team was losing the entire time, and he made the risk and he got it, and now green team is in the driver's seat. That was exactly what they needed.
This is actually big right now. I think this 2v1 from Accelerate is possible. He just needs to get one good hit on both of them. But right now, Sharp is so good at it.
He's gonna save him.
He's gonna save him? Oh,
He did. All right, yeah. Accelerate saves him. It was not the one we expected, but
Yeah, you know what? Good mental awareness on Pug too after missing that to be ready to tech afterwards
Oh,
from the
he's
Dolphin
dead.
Flash.
Yep.
Yeah, the whip gonna close it out. Much closer game number 2 right there.
That was much closer.
I think we're gonna be seeing like the frame 1 switch back. Maybe staying with ZSS for all the reasons you were pointing out before with the way he was able to bait out and punish a lot of the Monado switches. But I don't think we're gonna see the Young Link going into this next game.
I think we're going to see the Lucina back from Pug.
Did you? I know we're in Massachusetts right now. Did you sneak in something in between the mic right there?
Hold up. There's something in this water. This is the Genie juice, bro. Hold up.
I want to talk about Uma really quick. His utilization of Smash Art, every single time he got it, he was able to find an edge guard. He was able to get Pug off stage and just get a fair, get something, get an early stock. And if it wasn't for Sharp, I feel like Sharp right now is the MVP of this set.
Yeah, no,
He's
Sharp
doing
is definitely
so
Sharp is the
much.
plug. Sharp is the plug.
He's finding a way to secure
Really?
kills, make plays, save stocks. I don't understand. Like, he's definitely the backbone. I'm really interested to see. I would have assumed that Pug would have went back to Lucina.
yeah,
Look,
I'm
seeing
very
Ajax's
surprised.
face here, I can see that he's visibly surprised at the switch they're going here, which I think is, well, when they won with Sheik, Lucina, it was a 4-stock, and now last game it was 2 different characters, which was 1 stock
Did
apiece.
they go back to FD or did they go somewhere else?
I missed it.
Because if they went back to FD, I could maybe see the reasoning be comfort pick still.
Yeah,
but
because Sheik is still very dominant on FD, and
Yeah.
Young Link on FD is just a wall of projectiles, which is still good for him.
Yeah.
But we're seeing the double Young. No, he switched back to Lucina. Okay.
Oh, wait, what?
All right, so we're seeing a
Oh,
run back
okay.
of the same match from before. Pug.
Except with Sheik this time instead of ZSS.
Oh right, yeah. So switching into the Sheik.
Yep. which questionable, still questionable, but it worked. Worked game 1, so I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah, even with the fact that he was playing Sheik before, he didn't really serve it up to Pug a lot. They kind of got their own jobs done.
Yep.
There wasn't really a lot of team combo kills there. So I don't think it's going to play too much of a factor here in this game.
I think what Green Team is going to go for here instead is I don't think Green Team knew that XLR8 played Lucina, and Sharp is known to be dominant versus Marcina, especially where he was just positive on Pug last season and still does well versus Pug this season in Sheik Lucina. So I'm assuming he wanted to go back to that. So if that way, if they have the 1v1, it's Sharp versus XLR8, and then Pug versus Sylphin.
The matchup hasn't changed that much from the last game. Like,
Yeah.
Sheik did amazing against Marcina in the last game.
It was a
And
firm 6-4,
Yeah.
and now in this game, it's probably even, maybe slightly Lucina favor just because she's better and she has better kill power. But the matchup is not bad in any
I think
retrospect.
heavily stage dependent.
Yeah, I heavily agree. I think the stage makes the matchup just the way it is.
I was actually really curious
He's
on
dead.
their decisioning on bringing them back to the stage. I felt like FD is showing how good it could be for both of them.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with the stage pick.
I like the idea behind what Blue Team was going for because they realized that the platforms weren't working for them in the previous game, so they wanted to bury them in the corner and go for a lot more of those type of situations with their extended hitboxes. The thing is, though, is that the Green Team has played around it.
Yeah.
So and because of that, it seems like they're a bit stressed to commit.
It's hard.
Say things.
Talk.
Go speak. I wasn't telling you to get up. I was saying speak, essay. You played a Fire Emblem things.
Hey, you know what a Lucina is.
Yeah.
You're close to that. You play Roy.
Yeah, that's true.
Something like that. They're both from the same Weave game. The same Weave game that inspired this invitation.
I was gonna say this
Hold up.
like this entire weekend,
This entire weekend.
and also
dedicated.
Bobby being very generous.
Bobby being the plug. Yeah, I actually think while we were saying how like this is not probably a good pick for Blue Team has kind of been up like this whole game,
Yep.
whether stock-wise or percent-wise. XLR8 was doing a really good job of just like stock tanking as Lucina. Like he lived to 140 last stock, and then this stock he's like doing a good job of keeping control. And again, now they're up a stock with Pug down on his last stock, so this could just be big.
I actually wanted to mention that I actually think it was the opposite. I think this is Blue Team's best opportunity, and I'm surprised how Green Team didn't ban it after they showed how good they were on the stage and almost taking it. And right now it shows again, like this is a last stock situation, practically even right across the board,
Yeah.
right? And for the most part,
right
what's
now.
happening?
It's not
with
true. It's not true. Just shield. Oh my god, I can't believe I just had to watch that with my eyes.
Look like some old like WWF type play right there, where you had the F tilts just coming in, holding him in place, and then Pug just came in for the power bomb on the tower.
Where did his stock go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
his stock is
Did
gone.
XLR8 just dare?
Oh!
All right, yeah, and they're gonna take that game. I told
So-
you, man. FD is exactly what they needed.
And this is why Pug should switch, because once again it cost him at the end that he can't recover with this
Yep.
character.
He stayed young like when that was just the worst thing he could have done.
I feel like that character's recovery isn't too bad, but I
It's
feel
heavily exploitable.
I feel like
Yeah.
in with these characters, oh, it's insanely exploitable.
Here's the thing, for some reason, I've seen so many SDs out of Young Links and doubles, because I've seen whenever Tweak decides to play Young Link in dubs, constantly SDs with Young Link is usually what costs them the set when he picks that character. Puck has done it consistently throughout the set. I've seen other people pull it off. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like they get a little bit too scared of somebody trying to go for those early exploitable gimps, and then they end up pulling the recovery too early. That might be part of
Which,
it.
is understandable because now there's two people you have to watch out for, two different edge guards, and you have to also be aware of like your teammate when you're recovering, especially like Sheik, where if you get hit by that uppie, you have to be ready to tech. So there's just a lot of situations where you're scared, and you're Young Link, who very exploitable recovery, even though it's not like a bad recovery. But
Something I do want to point out is Young Link doesn't do very well against like these two big swords on such a like stage like Final Destination, which makes me wonder like why did these two just decide like to not ban FD? Because like Young Link really has nowhere to run to.
Yep.
All he does is just getting walled out by these two giant swords, and we're getting to switch to
Uh,
Richter. No, not even Simon.
Yeah.
Simon, my bad.
Oh.
Okay.
This
So-
character in dubs?
Yeah.
SA is about to get attacked by an entire Richter Court in the second.
My biggest confusion.
Yeah.
So blue team won last game.
Yeah.
They saw them switch to Young Link and Richter. Why did Sharp switch?
I'm pretty sure,
I think those two matchups, Sheik wins.
Yeah, also, the fact that blue team went with a double zoning the comp.
Double zoning team,
Like,
yeah.
they don't have anything to deal with the burst options of the green team. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty rough. I mean, it's working okay-ish, even though Simon is definitely having a hard
Yeah,
time
he's
right now.
struggling.
What I think it is like I feel like they.
No
Polygon-
tech on
Yeah,
that uppy either.
That's a dead Young Link right there.
I feel like Polygon Sharp has like
Saved
a
him.
lot of confidence that they could win game 5, showing from like the dominance of game 1. So that might be it, though. That arrogance might come back to bite them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just really curious. Like, I understand the logic of, like, hey, this is going to be like a counterpick war because they started with
Yeah.
the double blind, but I just really don't see the need for the switch. I felt like those two characters showed the most proficiency, and having Simon in a dubs format, I just personally, especially with two characters, is fast and is
And
strong on
being able to
stage.
exploit the recovery like the way that he did, it's not going to go. I mean, Sharp's going to end up losing his stock there, but my big thing when it comes to the doubles meta in a proper team comp, obviously there's many options with how many characters we have, but when you don't have a solidified point character, and you have two characters who are meant to play keep away, how do you play? Like,
do you do it?
like you're forcing yourself into the corner against two bodies instead of having somebody who could
Oh,
go in.
it's just
Polygon's
Ted.
just carrying through both
God,
these guys right now.
dude.
Two projectile carriers against Lucina on a stage like PS2.
Is he
I
not
just, I
taking
just
it?
couldn't see this going well for them. I don't know what the reason for
I
the switch is.
so cannot. I so disagree with Richter, dude, or Simon. It was just such a not a good option, especially considering all of the characters they play.
Yeah,
where
usually I have
it's
a lot of faith behind anybody's choices, but right now this one is
not
it's
something I
just,
can get
it's
behind.
costing them a lot.
Yeah,
There
Is
we
he
go.
dead? Oh, and a
Yeah.
spike too. Yeah, that's gonna be it.
That
Yeah.
game 4 was bad.
Yeah, that was bad. That was rough.
I said normally I don't ever like going and being pretty negative against somebody's decision because I there's always a game plan behind somebody's concept.
Yeah.
But we can all agree when you have that type of exploitable recovery,
Yeah.
it just showed how he lost many stocks early.
Lucina
from Lucina
just
and the
straight up
ZSS.
double fair.
Both those
Yeah,
characters could
dude,
just
it's
go off
so
stage.
hard. I just
Yep.
don't. And even if he Sage Sheik, dude, like just triple fair, he dies,
Yeah.
and then a single needle. It's so like, I don't understand.